Hello and welcome to our coven.
We're Angels on Broomsticks. We're a mother-daughter duo. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Evangeline. And today you're tuning in to our special episode, which is Bitches, Martinis, and Makeup, where it's a get ready with me style video / podcast. So you might be listening in podcast form, where we have a drink of the day. We chat about something and we do our makeup at the same time. So today we have Prosecco because we're celebrating the Oscars happening this Sunday. Yes, we do watch the Oscars every year. And yeah, we're going to do Oscar-y makeup.
We're not too fancy. We don't have champagne.
Oh, yeah.
Or the In-N-Out burger, which is what those guys eat all the time.
What guys?
The people's at they're having In-N-Out burgers.
Luckies.
Yeah.
Well, we have a burgers priest here, which is pretty comparable, as you say, comparable. We're just going to chat about which movies we've seen. I've seen most of the Best Picture, with the exception of one. And you've seen a fair amount.
But wait, we're just kind of winging it. We're going to just go by our heads. We're not going to be reading off lists and telling you who directed who.
Right.
It's going to be a mess of a conversation because we're going to get a bit messy. But we're going to pretend our makeup is going to the Oscars.
Yes, we're going to be glam.
Doing Oscar-worthy makeup and talking about this year's Oscars, maybe even Oscar from yesteryear. We'll see.
Yeah.
We're just going to chat. It's just freewheeling. So, yeah. Hope you enjoy this.
I'm just going right in. Yeah. As much as, I don't know, there's critiques of the Oscars and stuff of it's a very select type of movie. I still love the Oscars. I love Oscar season. I love the challenge of trying to see as many Best Pictures nominees as possible.
We always did that. It was always a thing in my household when I was growing up. We loved that, and I brought that to you guys. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Of course. Yeah.
I didn't know there was a history there.
It was hosted by Johnny Carson or something.
Wow. I actually don't know who's hosting this year.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so, I saw a few. I don't have a planned makeup look. I almost had a planned makeup look because I love Lily Gladstone. She's been doing this red carpet thing. There was some Santa Barbara film festival. She was wearing the most beautiful feather dress, but it wasn't a dress. It was pantaloons, but it was a big feather thing. I just flew in today, haha. And I thought her makeup was green, but it wasn't. It was teal.
Okay.
So I might do it. I see a teal right here.
Something.
We have a Pat McGrath. We just brought out palettes from Pat McGrath, and I'm going to do a lot of, Pat McGrath and Danessa Myricks. Do you think they're friends?
Oh, I don't know.
That'd be fun.
I feel like their palettes are sisters. They could hang out. They could aid each other.
And they're both such talented makeup artists.
Yeah. Brands named after them. Although they do say the Pat McGrath makeup brand seems a bit divorced from Pat McGrath, the makeup artist herself. And
is it
just, I don't know, who's making all the
I saw Pat McGrath on, we shouldn't talk too much about this because we're going to go in the Oscars.
Yeah.
But I did see Pat McGrath on Hoda.
On what?
The Hoda show. I tape it every morning.
I have no idea.
Because we don't have Oprah. Now we have Hoda. So I take Hoda and what's her name? Bush. Hoda and Jenna.
Okay.
I like it. It's a good show. And she was on. And so, anyway. I don't know. Do you think she's divorced from brand?
Well, they say, she's such a talent, the people of the internet. Whenever there's a Pat McGrath release, I know we're on a bit of a tangent. It's okay. Whenever there's a Pat McGrath release, it's always the same palette.
Yeah, okay.
In different forms. People are like, is she trolling us at this point?
But
what's happening
that's
here?
Her color story. I'm okay with that.
No.
I mean, I don't care. I have all her color. I have so many Pat McGraths.
It's true. Still, I think there's something strange happening.
Okay, let's start with Barbie.
Okay, Barbie. We did do a video talking about Barbie. We did some Barbie makeup back in the summer, and I did say stuff about I don't think this movie would be nominated for an Oscar. And look at
you
me
predicted.
eating my words, though.
Yeah.
But did I say something like they'll probably nominate it?
There's so many
reasons.
Maybe, but like back in my day, there were only 4 pictures.
4.
Yeah, it's been a recent thing that they do 10 or 12. I don't even know.
10.
So many. Yeah, it used to be only 4.
Oh, that's a small pool.
Yeah, very small. And it was all the same. There was always a Holocaust movie, and we've got a couple of
2 World War II movies.
Yeah, so there's that. And I thought Oppenheimer was a big snooze fest.
Yeah.
I don't care what y'all think.
I think most people would agree. Everyone I've talked to...
A lot of people love it.
Who? Everyone I've talked to, men included, are like, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Boys on boys. I'm not interested anymore.
Why is there always a World War II or World War I, I suppose? Why is there always a World War epic that is like every year?
It was just a glorious time. A glorious time. War was glorious back then. It was glorified. It was dramatic. And it's glorified by Hollywood. But, the other one I didn't see and I want to see, it's on my list for sure. And that one is called, you saw it?
The Zone of Interest?
The Zone of Interest.
Yeah. That one was, it's probably going to win Best International. It's very...
is it nominated for Best International?
Best International and Best Picture.
Oh, okay. So
that for those who don't know, is about a German family living on one side of the fence of Auschwitz. And you don't ever see what's happening on the other side of the fence, which I think is something we have in some ways seen enough of. It was
Sophie's Choice.
What?
Sophie's Choice. Sophie was being a secretary or something. She was a prisoner, and she was on the other side, like in a beautiful setting of the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the year, 1982 or something, that Meryl Streep stole the Oscar from Jessica Lange, who deserved it for Frances, in my opinion.
But, I mean, her performance in Sophie's Choice.
Have you seen Frances?
A long time ago.
1982. The best movie. One of my favorite movies of my... Anyway.
You've had me watch both of these.
Yeah.
In my time. But yeah, the concept I didn't finish is the German family living on the other side. Oh, but the soundtrack, they might win best sound editing because the use of sound in that is, I think, the most interesting part of
I've heard this. That's what I've heard about it and what intrigues me. Because as a woman who was once married to a sound recordist, her father, I've always been very sensitive to the sounds in movies, and when I see something being dubbed, I get this sounds terrible. Yeah. Sound makes a movie, it really is. It's the mascara of the movie.
Oh my god, that's a great metaphor.
Mother.
It is. It's the finishing. It's the thing you might think, it doesn't matter as much. When I was young and would do eyeshadow and be like, to you, why does it look dirty? Because you didn't put mascara on.
Why is this movie so shitty? Because the sound is garbage.
Yeah.
It's not the visuals. You can kind of make up. Visual could be kind of crappy on purpose.
I know what you mean. And, okay, along with that comes soundtrack. I watched a pretty decent movie. It was a horror called Marrowbone with, Anya Taylor-Joy and... Who else was in it? Some other actors. The guy from the other World War II movie that was nominated last year. The one that soundtrack was burr, 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 burr. Anyway, he's in it. But the soundtrack threw me so much. It was too often this strangely romantic music. And it was, the soundtrack's part of it too. I used to have a dream of a job where I pick the music for scenes in movies. Because it makes or breaks the scene. It goes with that sound umbrella, in my opinion. And if you choose the wrong song, then you've ruined the scene. You've ruined the movie.
I agree.
It's why that scene from Stranger Things with the Kate Bush song became so iconic and basically brought her a resurgence of fame, because you choose the right song. You've made a good move.
Okay, so speaking of soundtracks, and the Barbie soundtrack we could talk about, which is great, but its adjacent movie is Poor Things.
Yeah, which you watched for the first time today.
This might be the best movie I've ever seen in my life for every reason, and its weird soundtrack. Like, there's hardly any sound in it, and very little ding dong here and there. Visually stunning. Mm-hmm. The costumes, I'm dead.
Oh, I meant to show you, and we'll pop these up for most people watch it on YouTube, but in one of the promo images, there's two really interesting promo images for this movie. One is her sitting in this dress, and it looks like a vagina, a labia.
And that's Emma Stone we're talking about.
So I'll show you that after. And then the main movie poster, where she has these like swashes of like color on her like eyes and lips. Within those swatches of color are each of the men in the movie who like play a role.
I had little or no clue about this movie. I knew it was about like some Franken monster guy kind of making something, but like I did not know this movie was like this at all. And I was thrilled and I love Barbie. No, everybody knows that I do. I saw it twice. But this movie is spectacular. Yeah. It will win because I think a movie like that is just too out there.
It's funny you said that because I thought it had a chance.
Pornographic. It's almost pornographic.
Okay, this is so weird that I somehow missed that in my first watch. And then people are like, it's so sexual. And I was like, oh, I suppose.
She's mad. Like, all kinds
I don't
of
know.
Stuff. There's
somehow
lots of
it flew over my head.
I think a movie I would be happy to see win is that Killers of the Flower Man. Well, I watched it in a fever dream.
Well, because it's 3.5.
No, I had a little nip, and like I had to call my son and say, "Hey, what happened here?" He saw a fair amount, not as you're on a.
I just haven't seen Maestro. That's the only one.
Oh, and I saw that,
and I don't want to. What terrible?
Oh, it's terrible.
Part of it's in black and white.
Part of Poor Things is black and white.
Oh, right.
I
Only the intro.
Not really. I can't believe your weirdness about black and white. Grow up. Like, seriously, she won't watch a black and white movie.
Says the woman who loves makeup and color.
Yeah, but I love black and white movies. Like, did you see Frances Ha?
Yes.
Did you hate it?
Well, I just didn't like that it was in black and white. My question is why? What does it serve to put a modern movie?
Well, you tell me
in what... Poor Things, it serves the purpose of because there's a transition. I believe Maestro does the same thing.
Okay, so does fucking Wizard of Oz.
Okay, yeah, then that's fine.
Bleep out that F word.
Oh.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. If there's a transition, it's a storytelling device. But in a modern era, when color exists and is a beautiful thing in cinematography, you're tapping out of a whole aspect of cinematography, unless it's for a purpose. And sometimes I just think it's to look like more artsy. Like even that movie that was nominated for Best Picture, perhaps it even won, I forget. It was called The Artist.
Ugh, that was terrible.
It's like, why?
Well, that was not a good movie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, people who liked it. But you're wrong. You won't watch a movie like Some Like It Hot.
I've seen that.
Or like All About Eve. Because it's like naturally was in black and white. They weren't all in Technicolor.
I watch it. Twist My Arm and I'll watch it. I have watched those movies.
And you don't like freaking my favorite movie. What's that? Christmas.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, It's a Wonderful Life. You won't watch that. It's the best movie ever.
Because I've seen it a few times. And I was in cinema studies, like in
So
uni.
was I.
So, I don't know, I just saw a lot of these films and whatever. Anyway, back to the Best Picture nominations.
Yeah. Okay.
Barbie. I'm of two minds that Barbie was nominated, even though I was talking about this. I love Barbie. I love it a lot, but I guess I'm partly surprised because it is kind of a very whimsical comedy at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, are they just nominating this to, like, I don't know, fill what they think is a gap when there's probably a lot of, women-directed
what's
films
wrong
out there?
There's a thing, though. But what's wrong with whimsical comedies being nominated for Best Picture? Like, what is wrong with that?
No, you're right. And
why does it always have to be a Holocaust?
It's true.
A war, a boy movie.
It's true.
Like, we can have action pictures.
I know, well, it's like, was nominated Top Gun. I was like, that was nominated for Best Picture? Like, I'm just trying to understand, like, what does go into the process of, like, cinematic achievement.
Something wrong. Like a sting. Yeah, I don't in my lips. So when I do my lips, I'm going to have a, like, lump. But, yeah, like, what is Best Picture?
Yeah.
And I feel like it should be something that people should take into account what's going on in the world. And, like, sometimes politically, but, like, also, is this movie healing? Like, are we serving a purpose?
Right.
Which I think Barbie did.
Yeah. I mean, I would love for it to win Best Picture. I think I would be really surprised, but, like, really excited if it won. You're right. I think that's a really good point about, like, what does it serve in our current, like, climate?
In the current climate.
I think Barbie was really just, like, the fact that so many women got together with, like, their family members of women and all generations came together, and it was a really cool movie to watch, like, in terms of, like, the set design and everything as well. Like, even though it is whimsical and comedic, there's a lot happening there at the same time.
Yeah. So
cinematic.
So, like, also, Flowers of the whatever.
Colors of the Flower.
I think that's a great movie. I think it should win, ultimately. Best Picture. That's the one I hope wins.
What was really cool about that was a aspect of Indigenous history, like, I was not aware of.
Yeah.
One iota. Never had learned about it, though it's American, I suppose,
Yeah.
like we are in Canada. Yeah, I had no idea that there was the Osage County, these people who were wealthy, Indigenous people who had gained a lot of wealth from the land. Never have heard that story.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
That's why I think it's important. It's got everything that I checked off.
The only thing is, I guess, just the white man director.
Whatever. Martin Scorsese's a nice man.
Is he? I don't know.
Yes, he's a nice man. He hasn't been canceled. He's kind. He's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised, actually, if that wins. You're right. It's timely in some ways, and it's making room for stories that need to be told, and hopefully told more from the voices of Indigenous peoples. And, yeah, maybe it's that stepping stone needed. We'll find out. We'll find out on Sunday. This video is coming out on Sunday, so, yeah, by the end of the day, we'll know.
What other movies? You saw Anatomy of a
Fall. That was a really interesting one. Yeah, I don't think it would win, but you are left with the question, was she guilty? Is she? It was really well done. What else?
What's the other ones?
Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, Barbie, Poor Things, Anatomy of a Fall, Zone of Interest. We also have the Holdovers.
Oh, yeah.
American Fiction,
Did you? Oh,
and
yeah.
Past Lives. I forgot that Past Lives was
Yeah,
nominated.
I saw all of those, not
Yeah.
except for American.
Holdovers was really good. I will rewatch that on Christmas.
Oh yeah, it'll be our new Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm. I saw it after Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I was delayed on watching it, but
That's
a good
literally
movie.
that's my type of movie that I watch over and over again.
Yeah.
I love simple movies like that. Favorite. Like, as much as I loved Poor Things, I just finished. I don't know if it's going to be on my rewatch all the time list the way something like that movie will be.
Mm-hmm. Did you know that the actor who plays the kid, they were trying to, they're casting a lot of, like, actors, whatever. Anyway, they had this idea. They couldn't find the right person, so they went to the school, I think the one they filmed at, and went to the drama class, and that's where they found the actor.
Are you kidding?
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
You're
kidding me.
Uh-huh. So he wasn't, like, known before. He was just, like, a drama kid. Student. Okay, I'm borrowing her Lisa Eldridge Velvet Duchess.
I don't know if I would wear this to the Oscars, to be honest. I do this all the time. Wait till I put on my mascara. But I feel like if you were to go to the Oscars, like, in earnest,
Mm-hmm.
and you were nominated, not if you're just like, I'd be a seat filler, if that. But you would want to have, like, a makeup that looks really timeless.
Well, red lip.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, because you'd be seeing pictures of yourself in reference. Look what that actress wore, like Demi Moore has to live in bicycle shorts all this time.
Mm-hmm.
Before your time, you probably weren't even born, but Demi Moore styled her own outfit. And she wore bicycle shorts. And everyone gave her a hard time because it was one ugly dress.
Okay, I've done my lips and blush first. Can't go wrong there. And now I'm going to do the eyes. Very simple.
Oh, I did. I already did.
Yeah, I know. I told you to take your time. This is Oscar makeup. If I was going to the Oscars, I'd probably take like 2 hours.
I would take 5 hours.
I would do every step
layer.
meticulously. And I would like put some Zen music on. I'd have like nurse one glass of Prosecco until I was done and ready. Same if I ever got married, I'd probably do the same thing. Okay. American Fiction. That was a fun one. That one seemed like, I'm just so surprised it was nominated for Best Picture. It seemed like more like an approachable dramedy.
Isn't it like sort of like you know how TV is currently better than movies?
Yeah.
I will argue that to my dad.
Yes.
Isn't it like some good TV show?
Like it could be a good TV show?
Like it's not a TV show, but like it has that TV show
vibe
quality.
That's true. This is true. And then Past Lives. I loved the concept. It was good.
But that will just get overlooked.
Yeah, well.
I saw it too.
I started to do an eyeshadow, and the moment I put it on my eye, I'm like, this is way more pigmented than I expected. So I'm just really diffusing it. Poor Things was, it surprised me. When I saw the trailer for it, I was like, this looks so fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I literally had that thought and was like, I thought when I saw it, Oscar bait, trying too hard.
Literally dreading it. I thought, this is Disney, fucking some kid I gotta watch it with.
Yeah, you thought it was like a kid movie.
Porn. Straight up porn.
Yeah.
And it's so good.
Yeah, it was really good. Surprising.
Surprisingly good.
I don't know. It's either going to be Emma Stone or Lily Gladstone for Best Actress.
Lily Gladstone. No, this movie is going to get costume and sets.
Yeah.
It's not going to get what you think it's going to get. Yeah, she's so good in it. See, another thing why I was turned off by it, I hate Americans doing British accents.
Oh.
And I was like, ugh, why? But it's important because this is kind of like fantasy anyway.
Yeah.
Like, it isn't a period piece, but it's not really so. It's more fantasy. And if her accent's crappy, that's okay because she's made up, like she's a doll, essentially, like Barbie, but a monster doll. But on my Facebook, somebody wrote, this movie is perfect, except Mark Ruffalo terribly miscast because his accent's shite. No, his accent's perfectly shite.
Yeah. Yeah, he's so funny and weird.
I think he's perfectly cast.
Yeah, I think
he's cute, but not hot, but like he's like,
and we all trust him. Somehow.
Yeah, no, and his accent is bad, but it's fine. Like, what is Willem Dafoe's accent?
It's not supposed. Yeah, it's definitely not supposed to be authentic in any kind of way.
So that's why it's good.
Yeah, totally agree. Trying to not go overboard on the eyes so I can balance the lips.
I'm doing the opposite. I want to be a cartoon figure. I want to go down in history as a cartoon lady. Now that I'm hitting my old bat years, I'm really going to lean into it.
I don't get it.
Well, just be more crazy with color.
Okay.
Fashion. Because like there is a old lady character in that movie who's on the boat. Yeah, like
I want to do my lashes off camera.
Okay.
Yeah, you ready? Yeah. We'll do lashes, which is obviously the finishing touch. And and we'll give our final thoughts. Okay, here we are with our finished looks. We both went for a similar kind of lip. Bolder, burgundy, reddish, glitzy eyes. I think very Oscar.
Yes, I think. They would ask us, who are you wearing? They wouldn't look at our faces. Huh? Oh, they wouldn't ask. I don't think they ask about the makeup. That's the bad thing. I would ask about who's your makeup artist?
What lipstick is that?
What lipstick is that?
Need to know.
Lisa Eldridge, and I'm wearing Melts, by the way. This lipstick is so, I think it's called, what is it called? It's so dry, which I like. But
Lead wine,
yes.
Nice.
But it feels like I can drink wine and not worry about it.
Oh, it translates different than what I would have thought from the bullet. I can smell the Melt formula from this distance. Yeah. It's like vanilla-y, caramel-y or something.
Love it.
Yeah, I think that's it. That's all we have to say.
Yes. I'm going to make a spaghetti bolognese. But she's not going to come to our Oscar party. Just me and Freddie. Well, she's like, no, too long. I don't.
It's because it's a long affair because you want to watch the red carpet and it always goes on and on. It's like you think it's going to be done and then it's like 11 p.m. I'd rather just be like, what I like to do is start the night off kind of like dressed up and then have some Prosecco. And then by then I'm in my pajamas. I've washed my face. You know?
Yeah,
it's like that.
You can't do it. You know, but Freddie will, which is great. So.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun night. So if you're watching, leave a comment down below. Let us know who you're voting for. Who are you rooting for Best Picture?
I'm rooting for, everything's great except for Oppenheimer. No.
Maestro. I'm rooting for Barbie or Poor Things.
Okay, yeah, but Poor Things, I love Poor Things. If it was up to me and it was called The Kristens, I'd give it to Poor Things.
Okay. Let us know, what movies you liked, what you didn't like. Keep us in the loop. And that's it for today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Stay witchy, stay bitchy. Have a good week. Bye, witches.